Every month in the Islamic calendar has its own special place, its own unique spiritual feeling. But some months, like Jumada al-Awwal, are filled with history and lessons that often get overlooked. While it might not be as well known as Ramadan or Dhul Hijjah, this fifth month of the Islamic calendar witnessed turning points that shaped the future of the Muslim community forever. So, what exactly is Jumada al-Awwal? The name itself gives us a clue. The word Jumada comes from the Arabic root for dryness or parched land, hinting at the arid season when this month fell in ancient Arabia. It might sound like just another ordinary month, but when we look into Islamic history, we find it's packed with incredible events, sacrifices, and profound divine wisdom. For centuries, Muslims have seen this month as a time for deep reflection, a time to remember Allah's blessings, to think about the struggles of the early Muslims, and to strengthen our own spiritual connection with our faith. Let's dive into some of the most significant historical events that took place in Jumada al-Awwal. One of the most monumental is the Battle of Mu'tah, which occurred in the 8th year after the Hijrah, or 629 CE. This was a pivotal moment. It was the very first major clash between the growing Muslim community and the mighty Byzantine, or Roman, Empire. The battle took place near a small village called Mu'tah, in what is now modern-day Jordan. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, sent an army of just 3,000 Muslim soldiers. Their mission was to confront a colossal Roman force, which some sources say numbered in the hundreds of thousands. Imagine the scene, a small, dedicated group of believers facing one of the world's superpowers. The Prophet, peace be upon him, appointed 3 of his most beloved and trusted companions to lead the army in succession. First was his adopted son, Zayd ibn Harithah. He said, "If Zayd is martyred, then Ja'far ibn Abi Talib will take command, and if Ja'far is martyred, then Abdullah ibn Rawahah will lead." Each of these noble men, may Allah be pleased with them all, fought with unparalleled courage and unwavering faith, and one by one, they fell as martyrs on the battlefield, holding the banner of Islam high until their last breath. The story of Ja'far ibn Abi Talib is particularly moving. As he held the banner, his right hand was cut off. He quickly grabbed it with his left. When his left hand was also struck, he held the banner with his upper arms, pressing it to his chest so it wouldn't fall. He fought on until he was martyred. The Prophet, peace be upon him, later told his companions that he saw Ja'far in paradise, flying with 2 wings that Allah had given him in place of his lost arms. This is why he is known as Ja'far al-Tayyar, Ja'far the Flyer. After all 3 appointed leaders were martyred, the Muslim army was in a critical situation. It was then that another great companion, Khalid ibn al-Walid, may Allah be pleased with him, stepped up. He had recently accepted Islam, but his military genius was undeniable. He took command, reorganized the troops, and executed a brilliant strategic withdrawal, saving the rest of the Muslim army from annihilation. It was after this incredible feat that the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, gave him the title Saifullah, meaning the sword of Allah. The Battle of Mu'tah wasn't a military victory in the conventional sense, but it was a profound spiritual victory. It demonstrated the incredible bravery, discipline, and absolute trust in Allah that defined the companions. It sent a powerful message to the world that this new faith was defended by people who feared nothing but displeasing their Creator. But the history of Jumada al-Awwal isn't just about battles. It's also associated with the lives of some of the most remarkable figures in early Islam. Some historical accounts mention that this month marks the birth of Fatima bint Asad. May Allah be pleased with her. She was the mother of the 4th Caliph, Ali ibn Abi Talib, and the wife of the Prophet's uncle, Abu Talib. Hazrat Khadija was one of the very first women to embrace Islam, and her dedication, faith, and nurturing spirit remain a powerful example for Muslim women everywhere. This month also holds a touch of sorrow. Some narrations suggest that it was in Jumada al-Awwal that Ruqayyah, the beloved daughter of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, passed away. Her death was a source of deep sadness for the Prophet, a moment that reminds us of his profound humanity, his experience of loss, and his beautiful patience in the face of personal grief. It teaches us that even the greatest of all creation faced trials and tribulations, and his response was always one of graceful submission to Allah's will. So, what can we, living centuries later, take from all this? Jumada al-Awwal is not just about remembering historical facts. It's a month for renewing our own faith and strengthening our bond with Allah. There are several key spiritual lessons we can draw from its history. First and foremost is the lesson of patience in adversity. The Battle of Mu'tah teaches us that even in what might seem like a defeat or a loss, Allah's divine wisdom is always at play. The companions understood a fundamental truth. A believer never truly loses. They either gain victory in this world or they gain the ultimate reward in the hereafter. Their steadfastness in the face of overwhelming odds is a timeless reminder to trust in Allah's plan, no matter how difficult our circumstances may seem. The second lesson is about courage and sacrifice. The lives of Zayd, Ja'far, and Abdullah ibn Rawahah show us that true faith is proven not just by words, but by actions. It's about standing firm for what is right, even when it's dangerous or unpopular. Their sacrifice wasn't for fame or fortune. It was purely for the sake of Allah. This pushes us to ask ourselves, what are we willing to sacrifice for our principles and for our faith? And third, this month encourages the remembrance of the righteous. Reflecting on the lives of the early Muslims, their humility, their gratitude, their unwavering sense of purpose, inspires us to live better lives. Their stories are not just tales from the past. They are living examples that guide us. They motivate us to live with more intention, to be more grateful for our blessings, and to strive for a higher purpose beyond the immediate concerns of this world. Now you might be wondering, are there any specific rituals or acts of worship for Jumada al-Awwal? The truth is, there are no specific practices prescribed for this month, unlike Ramadan with its fasting or Dhul Hijjah with the Hajj. However, that doesn't mean we should let it pass by unnoticed. The spirit of the month encourages us to increase our good deeds in general. This is a perfect time to increase our recitation and reflection on the Qur'an. Try to connect with the words of Allah and find guidance for your own life's challenges. It's also a great opportunity to perform more voluntary prayers or nafil salah, strengthening that personal, intimate connection with our Creator. And of course, it's a time to make sincere dua, or supplication. We can pray for ourselves, for our families, and for the entire Muslim Ummah around the world. We can reflect on the sacrifices of the early Muslims and ask Allah to grant us a fraction of their courage and conviction. Perhaps most importantly, Jumada al-Awwal is a time to cultivate gratitude. We can take a moment to be thankful for the peace, the security, and the countless blessings Allah has bestowed upon us, blessings that the early Muslims often lived without. And in that spirit of gratitude, we should also remember and pray for our brothers and sisters around the globe who are facing struggles, oppression, and hardship. In conclusion, Jumada al-Awwal stands as a powerful monument in our Islamic calendar, a reminder of faith, courage, and divine destiny. The events that unfolded during this month teach us a crucial lesson. The journey of Islam was never meant to be easy, but it was always, and will always be, guided by the wisdom and mercy of Allah. As we navigate our own lives today, we can draw immense strength and inspiration from these timeless stories. They empower us to live with patience, to be willing to sacrifice for what is right, and to hold on to hope in the infinite mercy of Allah. Let's use this month as an opportunity to reset our intentions, to pray for the well-being of the Muslim community, and to keep our hearts firmly connected to the beautiful, life-giving message of Islam. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the history and lessons of Jumada al-Awwal. If you found this reflection beneficial, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that connects our present with our rich Islamic heritage. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.